I'm going to reveal why the wealthiest people I know look exactly like your next-door neighbor rather than a fashion icon. Did you know that what I call the stealth wealth philosophy actually allows some families to save nearly 46% of their income just by choosing to fly under the radar? Compare that to the typical 3.5 to 5% savings rate we see in the US, and you start to realize that the secret to getting rich isn't about what you wear, but what you keep. In this video, I want to talk about the invisible millionaire wardrobe and why avoiding status symbols is the single most effective way to build long-term security. I grew up with these lessons firsthand, watching my parents, who are originally from Beijing and Shanghai, navigate money with a level of discipline that felt almost like a superpower. They taught me that in many cultures, especially in China, saving money is considered truly honorable, while flashy consumption is often viewed with a bit of skepticism. Think about it. In the West, we are constantly bombarded with sales, discounts, and high-interest financing options that pressure us to keep up with our neighbors. But the wealthiest people I've encountered don't care about the $15,000 car or the latest designer drop. They want to stay humble and fly under the radar. They aren't trying to impress people they don't know with money they shouldn't be spending. So, how do you actually apply this? It starts with a very strict focus on needs versus wants. For example, if you spend money on something you truly need, like a high-quality ergonomic chair to protect your health while you work, that's a smart investment. But you don't need a Gucci belt just because you need to hold your pants up. The invisible millionaire trick is to look for value and amortization. If I buy a high-quality, $350 wallet, I'm only doing it because I know I'll use it for the next 5 years. When you spread that cost out, it's less than 20 cents a day. That's being reasonable and frugal, rather than just being cheap. The real magic happens when you take all that flex money, the cash you would have spent on status symbols, and put it into what's called a zero-based budgeting system. This is exactly how my dad always knew where his money was going. You account for every single cent so that your income minus your expenses equals zero at the end of the month. You aren't just paying rent and buying groceries. You are specifically allocating jobs for your money, like your emergency fund or your investment accounts. By choosing to live off a small percentage of your income and opting to eat at home rather than out at expensive restaurants, you create a massive gap between what you earn and what you spend. My dad used to try to live on just $1 for every 10 he earned. While that's extreme, the mindset of avoiding debt and paying in full with cash is what builds that quiet wealth over time. If you start viewing your savings as a way to ensure you never have to worry about the future, rather than just a number in a bank, your whole perspective changes. As they say during the new year, Gong Xi Fa Cai, which literally means hope you get rich. But remember, getting rich is much easier when you aren't trying to look like you already are. If these tips inspired you to rethink your wardrobe or your budget, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.